Have you ever noticed how some people with money don't seem to talk about it? You might expect them to brag about their bank accounts or show off their fancy purchases, but often the truly wealthy stay quiet. It's not because they're shy or hiding something shady. It's because they've learned that keeping money talk low-key helps them in ways that aren't always obvious. Today, we'll explore why the wealthy keep quiet about their finances. Let's dive in. One major reason the wealthy stay silent about money is to avoid unwanted attention. If you let slip that you've got a big savings account, people start noticing. Friends, family, even folks you barely know. Suddenly, you're getting hit with requests for loans, donations to causes, or pitches for someone's new business idea. It's not that they don't want to help. It's just tiring to deal with constant asks. For example, if you mention you've saved $200,000, a coworker might ask for a loan to cover their car payment, or a distant relative might want help with a medical bill. By keeping quiet, the wealthy avoid these awkward moments and keep their life simpler. It's like keeping your weekend plans private so you don't get roped into something you didn't want. Money talk can also make relationships messy. Imagine you're at a family gathering and you mention a big investment you made or a new car you bought outright. Some people might feel jealous, others might think you're trying to show off, and a few might start treating you differently, like you're suddenly the rich one. The wealthy often value their friendships and family ties more than flaunting their cash, so they steer clear of money topics to keep things friendly. If your friend is struggling to pay their rent, they might feel worse hearing about your growing savings account. Staying quiet helps everyone feel comfortable and keeps relationships strong, which is a priority for many wealthy people. Privacy is a huge factor too. Talking about your finances can make you a target, not just for scams or thieves, but for people who want to poke into your business. If others know you've got a lot of money, they might push you to invest in their startup, judge your spending, or even spread gossip about your wealth. The wealthy keep their money details private to stay in control of their choices without outside interference. For instance, if you share that you've got $300,000 in investments, someone might pressure you to fund their new app idea. Keeping quiet is like locking your front door. It's just about protecting what's yours and maintaining your peace. Another reason is that the wealthy don't want their money to define who they are. Many see their wealth as a tool, not their entire identity. If they're always talking about their bank account, it can seem like that's all they're about, and they'd rather be known for their personality, their hobbies, or their family. Someone with $1 million saved might care more about their volunteer work at a local shelter or their kids' dance recital than their investments. By avoiding money talk, they focus on what makes them happy, not just their wealth. It's a way to stay grounded and live a life that's about more than just dollars. The wealthy also stay quiet to keep their focus on long-term goals. Building wealth takes time. Saving regularly, investing wisely, and letting your money grow. If you're constantly chatting about your latest stock pick or how much you've saved, it's easy to get caught up in short-term wins or losses instead of the big picture. For example, someone who invests $20,000 at a 6% return could double their money in about 12 years, but they don't need to broadcast every step of the process. Staying silent helps them stick to their plan without distractions, like a gardener letting a tree grow without constantly digging it up to check the roots. Money talk can also invite unwanted advice or criticism. Everyone's got an opinion on what you should do with your money. Buy this stock, try that crypto, or splurge on a new boat. The wealthy often have a system that works for them, like investing in a mix of stocks and bonds or saving in a retirement account, and they don't want others second-guessing it. If you're putting money into a low-cost fund, you don't need your neighbor telling you to flip houses instead. By keeping quiet, they avoid arguments and stick to their plan. It's like cooking your favorite dish. You don't need everyone in the kitchen telling you how to spice it up. In many places, talking about money is seen as impolite or awkward, and the wealthy often follow this unwritten rule. They might discuss their work or life in general terms, but sharing specifics like their income or savings feels off. At a dinner party, they'd rather talk about their recent hiking trip or a book they read than how much their investments earned. This isn't about being sneaky. It's about keeping conversations easy and fitting in with those around them. They've learned that money talk can make people uncomfortable, so they avoid it to keep things smooth and friendly. Protecting their financial strategy is another reason to stay quiet. The wealthy often have a plan, like saving in a 401k, investing in low-cost funds, or paying off debt strategically. If they're quietly investing in a specific type of business, they don't want others jumping in and driving up costs. Staying silent keeps their strategy safe, like not revealing your next move in a card game. It's not about secrecy, it's about keeping their edge. The wealthy also avoid money talk to steer clear of comparing themselves to others. When you start comparing bank accounts or investments, it's easy to feel like you're not doing enough, even if you're on a solid path. Someone with $1 million might hear about a friend with $2 million and start questioning their choices. The wealthy focus on their own goals, like saving for a house, retirement, or their kids' college, instead of measuring up to others. By keeping money talk off the table, they stay focused on their own journey without the stress of comparisons. Taxes and legal concerns play a role too. Talking too much about your finances can lead to complications, like drawing attention to big investment gains or business deals. For example, casually mentioning a huge stock win might raise questions about taxes or even lead to an audit. The wealthy often work with advisors to keep their finances private and legal, so they avoid money talk to prevent slip-ups. It's not about hiding anything wrong, it's about keeping their affairs simple and avoiding unnecessary hassle. They also want to set a good example, especially for their kids or others around them. If they're always talking about money, it might send the message that wealth is all that matters. Instead, they focus on teaching values like saving regularly, working hard, or being kind. A parent with a big savings account might talk to their kids about putting $10 aside each week rather than bragging about their total. This helps raise kids who value more than just money and keeps conversations focused on life lessons, not just bank balances. The wealthy often find money talk kind of boring. Once you've built some wealth, managing it, like checking accounts or adjusting investments, becomes routine, like brushing your teeth. They'd rather talk about what excites them, like a new hobby, a family vacation, or a project they're working on. Someone who's doubled their $50,000 savings might be more thrilled about planning a road trip than discussing their returns. By keeping money talk low, they focus on what makes life fun and meaningful, not just their wealth. The wealthy don't talk about money because it protects their privacy, keeps relationships smooth, and helps them stay focused on what really matters. Talking about money can invite opinions, pressure, and even resentment, all of which distract from long-term goals. By staying quiet, they avoid unnecessary comparisons and unwanted attention. It's not secrecy out of arrogance, it's control. It's choosing peace over praise. When you're building wealth, the last thing you need is noise. You don't have to explain why you're saving, why you're not spending, or why you think differently. The more you talk about money, the more you open the door to judgment, temptation, or even regret. That's why most wealthy people keep their strategy low profile. Not because they're hiding, but because they know it's more powerful to focus than to flex. You can do the same. Start by building habits that work for you. Automatic saving, regular investing, tracking your spending, and keeping your goals front and center. You don't need validation or applause to make progress. In fact, the less you share, the more freedom you have to move in your own lane, adjust without pressure, and grow on your own terms. Some of the most powerful financial decisions you'll ever make won't be seen, won't be shared, and won't be discussed. And that's a good thing. Quiet growth is often the most stable kind, so protect your journey, stay consistent, and keep working, even when no one's watching.